Okay. Let's do this. We are on our way to Whiterun. And I do not have chat up, so try to do that. Alright. I'll do that. I get my chips, have my drink. And hope it ain't too terrible ass boring. But honestly, I don't really care. What's that? Seems like I should know what that is. Oh well. No flies, don't bother me. Flies, don't bother me. Flies, don't bother me. Some. That is what they call a hard left turn. Now, Labyrinthian. Naturally, Kel is going to know nothing about Labyrinthian, nor the dangers thereof. Flame, healing, calm. Oh! Oh! Alright, he definitely knows the dangers of Labyrinthian now. And at his level, he is not about to take on a frost troll at 22nd level. That is just not gonna happen. Oh, poor Miko. Hopefully Miko can make it out. We did find Miko. Took Miko on. Took Miko under our wing. No. Flames right, calm left. Enough of that. to haunt us. I always worry about this area because of saber cats. I'm only around 5th level. So saber cats are kind of an issue. Hey, Mila. My real first Twitch stream, so hopefully it's not totally suck ass. Not sure how the sound quality is. I think the video's okay, but not convinced about the sound. Trying to find... Oh, hey, cool. I am trying to find Whiterun. Oh, hey, there's a giant. I'm gonna mess with him. I can't take on a troll. I certainly can't take on a giant. Fully. Really don't care about us. Let's get on the road. Yeah, they could care less about us. As they should. I think it's warm enough to this stuff off. Come on, kitty. Come on. Here is Sorbusu, our Reachman Augur. Okay, the game sound is low. All right. Well, I guess if my dulcet tone voice can be heard. Yeah, no, there's definite audio tweaks that I will need to do. Not sure if not sure how to pump up the game sound, but I will try. Just do this for a quick second. I don't know if this is going to help, but we'll give it a shot. Come on. There we go. All right. Don't mind me crunching in your ear. ASMR, I suppose, right? The thing about this particular character... Oh, sorry for the smacking. Hopefully it's not as prevalent in your ears as it is in mine, but... Sorbusu, Breton, well, mage, really. Restoration is his primary focus, or that's what I would like it to be. Illusion, shortly after that. Then destruction and some other... Well, hey man. So Restoration, illusion, destruction in that order. Enchantment. Alchemy, mostly for healing potions, and conjuration primarily for a bound bow. That's kind of his fighting arsenal. Will cast destruction, flame, that kind of thing, but I'm hoping I can avoid all of that by using restoration. Is only around 5th level, so he has a long way to go before the restoration tree becomes anything of note. Kel has had a premonition, as he is an augur. He has had a premonition of a dead tree that is on the brink of bursting forth with life. He has had a premonition of a cave, the creatures staring at him, with one of the creatures being in mourning, really. The feeling he got of that is that the beast was saddened by its condition, while the others reveled. The tree has led him to Whiterun, and that is the Gilder Gleam, the Gilder something or another. The tree in Whiterun. Well, I sincerely appreciate your stopping by, and you are on your way to bed, then sweet dreams. I bid you a good night and a restful night and a wonderful morning come Saturday.
By the Laurius farm. Fool had a coffin in a cart with a broken wheel. I'd like to see him laugh.
It's just the worst forced laughter ever. Ooh. Well, thank you. Beautiful night. Man, wish I had abs like that.
Looking for my husband, Nazim? Check the Jarl's backside. That's usually where he stuffs himself these days.
I was actually not looking for your husband, Nazim, but good to know where he is.
Think you can go blade to blade with me? You'd be dead in 6 seconds.
Very likely. Now, I suppose I ought to get myself a webcam, huh? Eventually. They're pretty cheap nowadays.
We'll pay whatever it takes, but we
Come, Miko.
Imperial soldiers.
I just can't fill an order that size on my own. Why don't you swallow that stubborn pride of yours and ask Yorland Greymane?
What do we have here?
I'd sooner bend my knee to Ulfric's Stormcloak. Besides, Greymane would never make steel for the Legion.
Have it your way. I'll take the job, but don't expect a miracle.
What do you think, Miko? Yes, I agree. I don't feel welcome here. I don't feel comfortable staying in the city limits. However, I might not have a choice. Now, if I could find some straw. I could make some bedding and sleep outside. However, I do not know where I can find the said straw, so it would seem I have no choice. But to stay at the inn.
Thank you.
Come on in.
No,
Just
please.
stoke the fire.
Hold your
Take a seat and get the coal
One more
out.
song. What say you? Yeah? All right then. Now. Once was a hero named Ragnar the Red who came riding to Whiterun from old Rorikstead. And the braggart did swagger and brandish his blade. Diamonds and gold he had made. But then he went quiet, did Ragnar
The Western music.
I enjoy this work well enough, but I'm ready to retire. I've been thinking of selling the into Isolda.
Eastern, actually.
So then came clashing and slashing of steel as the brave lass Matilda charged in full of zeal.
I should like a room.
Sure thing. It's yours for a day.
About my room. Would you please show me where it is?
Of course. I'll show you to your room, right this way.
Thank you.
For the age of aggression is just about done.
After you, good woman.
Drive out the storm cloaks and restore what we own. With our blood and our steel we will take back our
Yes. Up here.
Down with Ulfric, the killer of kings. On the day of your death we will drink and we'll sing. With the children
Let me know
of
if there's anything else you
Skyrim, and
need.
we fight all our lives. And when Sovngarde beckons, every
Thank you.
one of us dies. But this land is ours, and we'll see it wiped clean of the scourge that has sullied our
There he is.
hopes and our dreams.
Yikes. My back hurts. Come, Miko.
Come to a long
Josh.
meeting, did you? Sorry, pup, but I'm not quite in the mood.
I'm sorry. A reading.
Oh, I tell the future all right, when I feel up to the task, that is. But I'm afraid
Do.
my energies haven't quite peaked yet today.
That
Drink
bloodstain
to our
from
youth,
the
till
incident.
days come and gone.
Oh,
The
yes,
age
ma'am. I'll
of
make sure it gets
aggression
done.
is just about done.
I see.
We'll
And
drive
can
out the
respect
storm cloaks and restore what we own. With our
your
blood and our
energies.
steel, we'll take back. Spirit coin for chops and steaks fit for a jarl. Come and see my selection of finest quality meats.
Shiny.
I spend a lot of time at the market stall so I can learn the merchant's trade.
The tree
Come to chat with an old woman.
from my dreams,
For the day.
from my vision. Dead, yet alive. It lies dormant, waiting for life to be renewed.
One of your kin? I'll see the culprit rot in present.
But we can't afford it.
It took me weeks to find that soul's dead. I can't look with your nose better. I can't get the soul of my
I must heal it. But how?
I just need to hire one, maybe two good men. To the land you won't stop.
I'll put it plainly. You can claim your sword, or you can keep your wife. If you
What is this?
I won't be here when you return.
Descended from flesh to rule the realm. Spirit. The very idea is inconceivable to our elven folk. Sharing
zealots of the gods.
They can barely tolerate our presence on Earth.
Thank you. The pain is already easing.
The house of the sick. Rest easy, soldier.
So sick. Can hardly stand it.
And you. Rest easy.
Gods bless you, healer.
Where's the master of his temple?
Yeah? Yes?
It is not you, obviously.
I can't bear it. Make it stop.
Thank you. The pain is already easing. Oh.
Battleborn, give me your money. I don't have any money. You better give me 5 septims right now or I'm gonna bloody your nose.
No, please. I really don't have any money, Brave. I'll give you...
Disrespect the law and you disrespect me.
I care little for you.
Mister, could you spare a coin?
You.
With man?
It's a shame, isn't it?
Tolerate our presence on Earth.
Shame. Tell me about this tree.
This is the Gildergreen. It was planted as a seedling in the early years of Whiterun. Disciples of Kinnareth could sense something holy in it and traveled far to hear the winds of the goddess in its branches. They built the temple. Of course, not as many pilgrims these days.
I know why. Do you?
A big dead tree isn't very inspiring if you're coming to worship the divine of wind and rains. Kinnareth gives life, and we need a living tree to be her symbol.
You are only partially correct. A living tree, a dead tree. Neither matter to worship. It is the energy that the tree gives forth. Currently, the energy here is dormant. Do you know how to revive it?
I've thought about that. Trees like this never really die. They only slumber. I think if we had some of the sap from the parent tree, we could wake up its child. But even if you could get to the Elder Green, you couldn't tap it. Not with any normal metal.
What do you feel would work?
Elder Green is older than metal, from a time before men or elves. To even affect it, you have to tap into the old magic. You'll have to deal with the Hagraven.
Alright, hold on. Really loud.
Heard about the weapon they've made for sacrificing Spriggans. It's a shame, isn't it?
Spriggans should never be sacrificed.
This is the Gilder Green. It was planted as a seedling in the early years of Whiterun. Disciples of Kinnareth sensed something holy in it and traveled far to hear the winds of the goddess in its branches. They built the temple. Of course, not as many pilgrims these days. A big dead tree isn't very inspiring if you're coming to worship the divine of wind and rains. Kinnareth gives life, and we need a living tree to be her symbol.
I exited out a little too early.
Trees like this never really die. They only slumber. I think if we had some of the sap from the parent tree, we could wake up its child. But even if you could get to the Elder Gleam, you couldn't tap it. Not with any normal metal. Elder Gleam is older than metal, from a time before men or elves. To even affect it, you have to tap into the old magic. You'll have to deal with the hag ravens. I've heard about the weapon they've made for sacrificing Spriggans. It's called Nettlebane. The hags terrify me, or I would have gone after it myself.
You're right to be terrified, but you also misunderstand them. If you feel this Nettlebane is important, I will get it for you. But not for sacrifice.
Your spirit is strong. Kinnareth's winds will guide your path. It's held in a hagraven nest called Orphan Rock.
Is it now?
I alone have been anointed by the Knight to spread his holy word. Terrible and powerful Talos.
I've got a lot of respect for the Restoration School. Skyrim could use a lot more heroes.
Indeed.
Truly reach enlightenment.
It would seem that is true. Oakley dokley. Kel is a follower of the old gods, and specifically, and of course I can't remember her name. Stop with the caps. I know it doesn't matter, but it bugs me. Not armor. I don't give a rat's ass about the armor. I actually... Where was that? See, now I know. Should have... Here it is. Kel is a follower specifically of Kivnoth, and more so Hithin. Now, Hithin is very interesting in that Hithin was left for dead, but was saved supposedly by the hag ravens and the shaman. She had lost her sight, and it was restored supposedly by the blessings due to the hag ravens and shaman. This is really an interesting couple paragraphs here. No, I don't want to get the app. Fuck off. Hithin is known as the goddess of dreams, prophecies, and visions. otherwise referred to as the blind goddess by the Reachmen. She is the sister of the god Neventir and daughter of Janvra. It is said that she can be invoked to speak through a chosen vessel through states of trance and drug-induced mania by a Hagraven. Has also been known to appear in dreams. The goddess is believed to have no exact form, as many of the Reach have different beliefs on what she could look like, though many Reachmen assume. She is often affiliated with Nirnroot or Tree Blossom. Hithin's story was quite tragic, for when she was only young, legend has it, her eyes were pecked out by ravenous crow. From that day on, she often had visions of prophecy and omens, all of which came true. Many of her fellow tribesmen saw her as a curse due to her ability, thinking it was her who materialized the tragic events. One night, they kidnapped her from her home and threw her into a deep pit to die. After weeks in the barren hole, she was weak and starving. As her life slowly began to fade away, she felt something descending down the hole. Scrambled in fear, serpent-like roots wrapped around her, as if they were trying to wrestle the last of her life from her body. Yet, this wasn't a dream. She was in danger, or so she thought. She screamed in excruciating pain as the roots pushed into her eye sockets. As they withdrew, she realized something remarkable had happened. She suddenly had something which she hadn't had for many years. She had regained her eyesight. Despite this, she retained her ability to foresee the future and navigated her way out of the hole she had been abandoned in. Upon arrival at the surface, she looked around. Not far from her was a place she called home. And upon a large cliff across the river, there was a mighty tree, one she didn't recognize. She returned to the village, and as the shamans surrounded her in disbelief, stood and looked at the tree. As she did, its gnarled roots withdrew from the ground, and the cherry blossom blew away from the branches, carried away by the wind. It is believed that Kinvath has bestowed her blessings upon Hinnith by the hag ravens and the shaman, leading to her ascension to godhood. So, Kinvath and Hinnith are very integral to Kel's story. He relates to Hinnith Welcome, Obsolete Enigma. Yes, the lore of the Reachmen, the lore of the old gods is very, very prevalent and very important to Kel's story. And he relates very heavily to Hinnith, or Hithin, rather. I'll get these right at some point. In that he was abandoned, as she was, and saved. Not in the same way, but Hithin is very important to Kel, as is Kivnath, who the the stories of Kivnoth and Hithan are in this respect are very much intertwined. So those are two very important gods to our protagonist. So his vision led him to Whiterun, to the tree that is currently in dormancy. So that is where we are. Is Kel Sorbusu, our forsworn or Breton mage and seer, I guess. He is a now the name is totally leaving me. Augur. He is an augur. Something very rare and unique. And really something that only is attributed to, quite honestly, the Reachmen and their ancestry, the Bretons from the northeastern part of High Rock. So he is our living legend. He is our character for EJ's story challenge, and he is out to restore right now the Gildergleam in Whiterun. And I have decided that unless he gets a horse or is in imminent danger, Kel is going to walk. He's going to walk everywhere, so it's going to take a long time for him to get anywhere. I thought about it as I was starting to play him where he started in the Reach, and maybe we can look at that real quick. So Kel started way up here. Started up here near Morkazur, Volkskiger, Kiga, Volkskig. You'd think with a last name as such as mine, which is very much Scandinavian, I'd be able to pronounce that kind of stuff. But as it turns out, I'm actually a little bit more, quite a bit more, to be honest, British and Irish. So there you go. Anyway, he started out in this region and made his way to Dragonbridge, to Frost River, which I believe is added by... It's probably added by Cutting Room Floor, but I honestly don't recall. And from there, we went and visited Morthal. Came out of Morthal and found the pass through Labyrinthian, discovered there were trolls, which is one of the few times he ran. He is not in any state to actually take on trolls. Outside of Labyrinthian, down past this pillar, which I think is put in by some sort of Dragonborn mod. I've got too many mods, I don't remember what's what. Anyway, so he came down this way and found himself in Whiterun. So that is the path he has taken. He found Miko. He has decided to take Miko on and help shepherd his way. He's been to Solitude, Lost Echo Cave. That might actually have been where he officially started. I used alternate start as a Forsworn, and I believe it put me in Lost Echo Cave. From there, I kind of got lost. I went here, and then I went here, and up here. The Statue of Meridia I found, and came down. So he's done a little bit of meandering up in Huffinger, but for the most part has followed the roads, except for this little pass through Labyrinthian down to Whiterun. That is where his vision has led him. So he is now off to obtain Nettlebane and restore the tree in Whiterun. That is one of his primary goals that his visions have told him to do. Beyond that, his other visions will lead him very, very, very likely to the companions and becoming a werewolf. Because werewolf, for Forsworn belief, is vastly different than werewolf from other beliefs. It's not considered an affliction as much as a blessing, depending on which stories you want to read. So, there we are. Get out of that. Yes, I agree. Which is why I was actually somewhat reluctant on streaming this character, because I wasn't sure how interesting watching him walk the roads of Skyrim would be. When you walk, you're right. The world becomes vastly larger. Days and nights come quicker. And unfortunately, I do not have, or Kel does not have a tent yet, so I can't set up camp and sleep overnight. I'll have to kind of fake that through just waiting, but if I could pick up some straw, I could at least make a straw bed that I could throw down. I do have a campfire, so I can light a campfire and just hang out there. But yeah, I was thinking about it when I first started this character, and I'm like, if it were me, if I were in, any area like this, why in the world would I jog? Why would I run everywhere? Well, I wouldn't. I would walk. I might jog periodically if I'm cold or just need to, burn off a little energy that's stored up and I don't know what to do with. But overall, I would walk. And so that's why I decided that Kel would walk. It's not that he's not in a hurry. He just is contemplative. He is a quiet character. Insofar as his outward appearance goes, he's very active internally.
Come to chat with an old woman, hmm?
He finds a lava. It's a lava, correct? We'll catch up to her.
Do you like
Oh, that's not a lava. Anyway, that was kind of a chance happenstance, meeting a lava in the Bannered Mare. Another sightseer, not a sightseer, foreseer, I guess, seer, augur, although I wouldn't classify Olava as an augur. Augur seems to have a much more, I don't know, much more heavy feel to it, that it weights down a person's soul a great deal more than just someone who can predict the future. An augur doesn't predict. An augur sees. Olava predicts the future. It may or may not come true. An augur sees the future, and it is indisputable and irrefutable. It simply is. And that's the burden that Kel bears. Now, he doesn't live moment by moment seeing the future. He doesn't live with, 10 steps ahead. He only can see, he only divines the important moments. And I think maybe that's a good way to think about it, is he's divining. Hey, it's the Khajiit. I don't know why, but they always make me happy. He divines the future. He is in direct contact with the gods, whether he realizes it or not. That's where his visions come from. They are directly coming from the gods to him. It's up to him to interpret what that means and what to do. What is it that they are asking of him by sending him these visions? This first one seems pretty clear. Heal a tree. I actually see Kel as a healer. He's a healer of the land. His job, as he sees it, or is beginning to see it, is to heal the land, heal Skyrim. It's in turmoil, it's in chaos. There's death and destruction everywhere. The gods want him to fix that, to heal it. And so, his first step is to mend the Gildergleam. Thank you, Obsolete Enigma. Yeah, I agree as far as streaming this character. There's kind of a lot going on with him, and I felt he was a really good candidate for my first streaming effort. I generally do the YouTube, but I didn't want to put a lot of production effort into telling this character's story. I think it can be told on the fly, without a lot of extraneous goings on, a lot of cutscenes and stuff that is fun to do and cool to watch, but very time consuming. And I think I need to make sure I know where I'm going, which is the other way. We'll go this way. So that is really a big reason why I decided to stream this particular character and cut my teeth on Twitch with this character. Is he felt like the perfect way, the perfect circumstance to do that. No, I missed out on the giant kill. Now, if only that giant had some loot on it, I'd go and grab that in a minute. but he doesn't. So interesting that the companions and becoming a werewolf is something I plan on trying to do, and he missed an opportunity to discuss the companions or discuss anything with the companions. We'll consider that providence, and that is not in his immediate Now, Nirnroot is going to be special, naturally. Hinneth is associated with Nirnroot and or Cherry Blossom. And since Cherry Blossoms are hard to come by in Skyrim, Nirnroot will have to do. So, Nirnroot is going to be very special ingredient for this character. Being that he identifies with Hinneth. As long as I have topics to talk about. Yeah, and that's the real that's the real trick, isn't it? Let's catch this butterfly. It's kind of odd because I have a Bosmer character that I was playing as well on a different profile, and I am remiss to pick any kind of plant life or anything with that particular character. Although, with the Bosmer in Skyrim, I think an argument can be made that the Green Pact doesn't necessarily apply because he's not in Valenwood. So, that being the case, I probably could feel free with that particular character to harvest anything and everything. But at the moment, with that character, I am decidedly avoiding picking flora and other vegetation, just chalking it up to habit. Now, when he gets a little bit of gold under his belt, he could buy it because, as we know, Bosmer are not afraid to buy things brought in from the outside. So, being the case he's in Skyrim, he would have no particular qualms about purchasing plant life ingredients from vendors, because he is not directly responsible for picking them. Even though, as I've said, he probably could, since he's actually not in his homeland. But that's a different character, so... yeah, that's just one that... that's my personal playthrough character that I just kind of burn steam with when I'm not concentrating on this particular character challenge, the Living Legend, or the new series that I am working with the Wind with. Is Lucia. The Wind being the primary player of Lucia herself, and I am playing a bard telling the tale of Lucia named Corvesius. He's an imperial bard and started his story in Bruma and will shortly be finding himself in Skyrim as the winds of change blow him that direction. But for now, you know what? Okay, we do have calm. I'm kind of warming up to calm. I don't usually do a lot of illusions. I've never really done a restoration mage. So I'm looking forward to seeing the power and potency of these two schools of magic that I have never really engaged with in any significant way. Well, thank you. Part of my vocals at the moment is because it's getting late where I am, and my wife is in bed, but very much adjacent to where my computer is, so I have to try to keep my voice down, which naturally gives me a more relaxed timbre. All right. Okay, he knows that he's on borrowed time here with the calm spell. But this may be the best time that I can do this kind of stuff is when my household is pretty much gone to bed. I do have background noise with fans and stuff going that I wish I could help. And if it were earlier in the morning after everyone, or at least my wife is woken up, I could avoid, but I just thought I'd kick it off. I'd kick this thing off while I was in the mood. So here we are. So hopefully I've got voice meter banana going, which allows me to cut some of that background noise out when I'm not talking. So hopefully while I'm talking it's not too distracting. It's not a noise filter as much as it is a I don't know, a noise dampener. I don't know what you would classify it as. Excuse me. Riverwood. The infamous Riverwood. If you've watched any kind of modding streams, this is probably the absolute most popular town where modders will spawn into to play test their mods while they develop. Or at least Dark Fox 127 does. I imagine many others do too, just because it's really simple and it's fairly neutral. What do I have for 195 septums? That's not much. I probably should have taken that wolf out. I need some pelts so I can build a tent. But I'm not going to buy enough leather to be able to do that. You know, there's two different types of tents. There's a leather and a fur. Now, if you're running any kind of like Frostfall or survival mod, those two different styles of tents have different properties. I believe fur tents offer more warmth in the northern snowy climates, while leather provides better protection in the rainy climates. But I don't run weather mods because I find them to be, while super cool, a bit distracting. I find myself more focused on trying to, well, survive than actually trying to progress any sort of story. So I generally do not run survival mods for that reason. I know you can dial them down, but even still. Okay, we are actually going to be coming up to some of the first standing stones that you would encounter in a vanilla playthrough. And I'm not sure if Kel will take any of them. If he does, it might be the mage. The mage it's got some really big pros and some really big cons. Really? You gonna leave me alone? Hopefully. Well, if they were gonna attack, they would have already by now. I suppose I could go to the mine. Ember Shard, I believe it is. Now, I only have one monitor, so I've got my phone going so I can actually see chat. So if I'm delayed in responding, that's why, because I don't have another monitor with OBS going with chat and all that good stuff. So okay, Vampire Mage Assassin, nice. Oh, cool. So, are you running Bruma? Will your character actually get into the Bruma mod? I think that mod is done exceptionally well. I mean, there are a few points that can get a little glitchy, but overall, I think it's super well done. And oh, you're playing Oblivion. Oh, gotcha. I should revisit that. It's been ages. I only dabbled a little bit in Oblivion and even a little less in Morrowind, both of which are wonderful games, but I really cut my teeth on the Elder Scrolls with Skyrim, even though I did own the other two and all the DLCs on CD before Skyrim ever was a thing. But no, that's awesome. Cool. Yeah, I really should revisit Oblivion. It's a really cool... It's a cool story arc, and I think there's a lot there to really enjoy. Potato face people and all. Oh, level 6 I am. Okay. I don't even know what level I am. That's funny. So... yeah, you know, I think that's a fair point to make with any game that has a series. Really, it's what you started in. I know there are a lot of people that will say, you know, Morrowind all the way, because that's what they started with, and it's a way different game. It really is a text-based game. You've got to read, you've got to pay attention. When you talk to a person and they give you directions, that's all you're getting. You better remember that shit. Which makes it that much more, I guess, intellectual in a way. You got to be more cognizant of the NPCs you talk to. It's got a great storyline, no doubt. But you know, it's an older game, and if you started off on later games and are accustomed to those graphics, going backwards can be difficult. No doubt. And I think that's true with any game. With like I say, that is in a series. One of the exceptions might be the Myst series games, where I actually think the earlier games are better than the later ones, even though technically speaking the later games were more advanced, but completely different genre. Maybe not different genre, but a much different experience. But I do like Oblivion. I do remember it a bit. My oldest actually tried to do a little bit in the creation kit with Oblivion. I don't think they did very much, but yeah, I do actually. I've got all that. I got Blood Moon, I've got for Morrowind, I've got Oblivion, I've got all that stuff on CD somewhere. It's really interesting to see the progression of games. I mean, there's an interesting history there. But it is one that I should revisit, because I do like the storyline, the different arcs in Oblivion. Molag Bal is a very fascinating Daedra, and central, obviously, to that particular series or game. All right, let's continue on. So Kel is a mage, obviously. Well, maybe not obviously, but he is a mage. His armor will always be light or less. He will rely on spells for protection. Restoration is his primary school, as I've mentioned. So if it's not alteration buffing his armor, it will be restoration restoring his health. I believe wards might even be within the restoration tree. I don't know if that's true, but they might be. If that's true, then I will have to become adept at using wards as well. So this is going to be a much different character than I've really ever played before. I have played characters like this in a tabletop setting. Mage, strictly mage type characters, but I don't know if I've really ever played one in a game, like a computer game setting. So we've got Thief, Mage, and what was this one? Warrior. Definitely not that one. Let's see what this one has to offer again. All mage skills. You know what? I'm going to accept it. We're going to accept it. We're going to take the mage. We're going to allow our mage skills to increase quicker. Even though such a thing Mage stone. What am I thinking of? I'm thinking of something that I thought it was the mage stone that you absorbed a spell damage, but your magicka recovered slower? Am I thinking correctly? I thought that was the, you know, I've got I do have, it's not a ethereal, I do have a standing stone mod installed, so it's very possible that what I'm thinking of has been overwritten by that particular mod. Stones of Goblin. I need to find some Stones of Goblin to find this Grail of Brittany. I like that. So, unless I already have it. Anyway, as a Breton, as a mage, I guess that just makes sense. So we're going to go with that. Oh, that's a good point. That is a good point. Insofar as being able to visit. Various antagonists. Now, if I was smart, it's already almost 8 o'clock. Kel would go down by this hunter, which I think he will do. He would have noticed, definitely, this campsite down below the ravine or recess here. I think he probably would ask to join for the night. Again, I don't have any camping gear to do that, but we can fake it. This guy owns this boat, which will take us to various places on Lake Ilinalta, I believe.
Where are you headed?
Brittleshin, Half Moon, yeah, so.
All right.
Brittleshin would be a useful stop. But not at the moment. Hey, man.
I've been hunting and fishing in these parts for years. Take a look.
Elkide. I don't know which I need. I'm gonna buy the Elkide and that. I am going to harvest wood. I don't have an axe as of yet, so I will gather branches. What I'm trying to do is see if I can build a tanning rack that I can carry around with me. With Scrimshaw.
Poaching is hurting anyone.
Hey!
I'll hardly eat every deer now, can you?
Let's see. What am I doing? I was going to look at something. Oh, Scrimshaw. Got distracted. Oh, mortar and pestle. I think I already have one of those. I made one earlier. Confounded. We'll see if we can harvest some more wood. I have a feeling that I would need to chop some dead branches, and I don't have a hatchet to do that with as of yet. Stop. Yeah, shoot. A rock in a hard place. Bone armor. See, now this goat hide and leather strips, or leather strips and fur plate. Dang. I might be able to make that if I had a tanning rack. Bone axe. Yeah, that ain't gonna work. Alright. Well, c'est la vie. We'll hang out here with the hunter until morning. We'll assume that he let us sleep with him. No, well, maybe he let us sleep with him. Sleep at his campsite. All right. Thank you, sir. Now, over here, if you are so inclined, you can download Dark Fox 127's mod Millwater Retreat, and it will put it right over here. It is a fairly expansive mod that allows you to build up a establishment over here that you can actually earn money with and live at. It's very cool, and it puts a bridge that goes across over here. It's really pretty cool. I can mine this. Do I have a pickaxe? No, I do not. I honestly don't see Kel as much of a miner. But he is not one to overlook some of the valuable gems that might be gotten from mining. So he would mine for that purpose more than he would to gain the ore. He will be somewhat proficient at smithing, but only, I don't know, only to improve what he has. So he's, yeah, I haven't decided how I want to deal with smithing with Kel at the moment. He's not much of a smith. But I also don't see that he's going to be willing to pay other people to refine things for him and improve his armor. I do have honed metal installed, so it's an option, but at least at this level, when his coin is so scarce, he's definitely not going to pay someone else to refine his weapons and improve his armor. He might when he gets more established, but right now it ain't going to happen. But he's not necessarily a smith, so it's just a fox. Building up levels enough to do that of his own volition is a difficult or bitter pill to swallow. I don't see that happening either. So I think I might have to take his smithing and play it by ear a little bit. He's definitely going to be an enchanter. He will take up enchanting. Again, I think I mentioned earlier, alchemy to the point of, healing potions, that kind of thing. He's not going to really do much for poisoning because he's hopefully not going to be getting into melee or even ranged. And when he does get into ranged combat, it's going to be with the bound bow. It won't be a traditional bow. So, and I'm pretty sure you can't poison a bound bow. So his weaponry, his ranged weaponry, his bound bow, his melee, is a friggin'... Where'd it go? I thought I had it. His melee or melee, however you wish, is this guy. Stop it. Is a wicked dagger. That is... that's his melee weapon. Right there. That's it. So... because otherwise, all magic, man. That is what he's going to rely on, and when I can level up his restoration, it will be more restoration than destruction. Restoration and illusion. Now, to be honest, I actually find this armor more fitting. I like the shaman skirt. I don't like the mantle. This is a more fitting look. I suppose what I could do is I could go into Nifscope and see if I could remove the mantle from the shaman armor and create some kind of custom armor for him. But, I don't know if I want to get into that right now. Oh dear, he's got a long way to go, doesn't he? Where is he going? He's got to go over to the Reach, if I remember right. What's that? Oh, I lost track of where I was. Went to Riverwood, Standing Stone. Oh, here I am. Oh, yeah. Oh, Orphan Rock. I was thinking it was something over here. That's something different. Oh, I hate Orphan Rock. This is gonna suck big time. I'm going the wrong way. Why am I pointing that way? Where am I going? Oh, he's gonna cut across land. That's what it's telling me to do. Hagraven with restoration spells and a dagger at 6th level. am I gonna get around that? That's ridiculous. I gotta go to Helgen. I gotta take a right. I can't go this way. It's gonna take me way, way out of the way. Miko's like, what the hell? Dude. Sounds. All roads lead to Helgen, right? He's a skinny dude, but still pretty damn buff. Yeah, take a left. When the road allows. Yeah, I should have taken that left before. This is what happens when you follow the map marker and not actually follow the terrain or the roads. There's a bear up here usually, isn't there? Something. Might be thinking a different road. After so many years and so many hours playing this, you'd think I would know my geography a bit better, but I don't. Yeah, I'm thinking of somewhere else. I'm thinking of the actual rift, where bears and wolves run rampant. Mostly wolves. I guess Falkreath has bears. I don't know. For inventory here. No. I gotta find a enchanting station actually. I'm never using that, even though it's amazing. Herbane was a named character that I found up by Meridia statue. It took me a while. I actually had to whittle him away with the bound bow. But he had this shield, and he had some other stuff, but the shield was really good. I just need to disenchant it so I can learn the spell. And that ain't gonna help. I don't know if he'd wear it anyway. Kel is going to be very particular about what charms he wears. I don't believe he would wear a amulet of Stendar. So, doesn't matter. Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa. Alright, that's frightening as hell. That might even actually, justify a jog. What the hell happened here? Everything you would expect from a dragon attack. That actually startled me. I kind of forgot about that. Here. Ingrod's notes? That's not it. Oh, I should read that. Potion of Magica, Grass Pod, and Giant Lichen. Liking it. Adventurer's Journal. Ah, sure. Why not? First entry. Hard to believe I filled up that whole journal already. I never realized how much of Cyrodiil I hadn't seen yet. So much diversity, yet so much destruction from the Great War. A lot of history has been lost here forever. The expedition is ending soon and everyone will be returning home. I have one last task to perform before I do the same. I'll send the other journal ahead with my supplies and the artifacts we recovered. Second entry. I've received word from my contacts in Skyrim. All seem quiet for now. Probably for the first time since High King Torrig was killed. I should be able to make the crossing quietly enough during the night, so long as there are no Imperial patrols to deal with. So much for being discreet. I crossed the border near a small village called Helgen and made my way up to Darkwater Crossing. Unfortunately, I can't get back to my camp now because the area has filled with Imperials. Imperial patrols, that's an awkward sentence. Unfortunately, I can't get back to my camp. Now because the area has become filled with Imperial patrols. Seems like there's a missing word in there. It seems they are searching for someone very important. If I'm not mistaken, someone they intend to ambush here. This could be the very thing I'm seeking here in Skyrim, but crossing the border in the dead of night without passing through checkpoints has turned out to be a very bad plan. Fourth entry. I woke early this morning with an imperial sword pressed to my neck. A patrol found me camped under a rock outcropping on the edge of the volcanic marshes. I guess I wasn't as well hidden as I thought. I have no idea where they're taking us, but I've been stuffed into the back of a rickety old cart being pulled by an even more rickety looking old nag. Terrible sentence flow. At least they let me keep my journal for now. See, I'm blaming the book for my inability to actually read words. Fifth entry. Shore's bones. If only I had known sooner. The ambush, the captives in the cart with me. Stormcloak rebels. Led by none other than Ulfric Stormcloak himself. There's no time to explain properly. I scarcely believe it myself. If it hadn't been for the dragon, I'd not even be here to write this down. Yes, a dragon. Big, black, as large as the towers of the keep itself. It swooped in out of nowhere and laid waste to the village and the keep. General Tullius didn't take my head today, or the heads of several Stormcloak rebels, but that doesn't matter now. Hadvar and Ralof set aside their differences to help the survivors. They went into the lower keep hours ago. Something about the caves with a back entrance. I don't think they're coming back. I'll have to see if I can get out of this city and down to Riverwood. Someone needs to warn them. This building won't remain standing for much longer. Still can't believe it. A dragon, straight out of legends. Nobody back home will ever believe me. No, they won't, because you, my friend, are Ash. So, here's the question. Would Kel explore the ruins? No, he would not. The only reason he might is if he thought there would be anything useful here. Ah, damn it. Which is worth checking out. Alright, fine. Kel is going to search the ruins to see if there is anything of worth to be had. After all, he needs all the resources he can get at this point. As coins. No problem. Old of Skyrim, a field officer's guide. Yes, we will take that. So, Kel has this aura about him in the dark. It is an aura granted to him by Hinneth to see beyond the darkness in order to bring light and healing to the spaces that lie within. Sounds as good as any to justify quick light without a lantern. No, nothing interesting there. Alright, I actually will be right back myself. Let's do this. Let's do this, and that. Okay. Let's continue. And I will figure out Streamlabs at some point. And have much more graceful transitions. We won't be going that way. Perhaps through here. Fresh meat. Fortunately, no way to cook them. Can't take it all, but we can take some. I do not think butter will make the trip. Good timing. I took your poison expedition to take a quick break myself. And I'm trying to find Kel's voice. It's a bit, I think, whispery and raspy. Really? Goddamn skull. Seriously, I really don't. It's like the weirdest thing in the world. Kel wants a skull. And maybe I'll have a ritual at some point, but right now, no. No skulls, no humanoid skulls, thank you. Although I did pick up a orc skull earlier that I sold, but still, seriously. No reason to be picking up humanoid skulls. That coin and that. I'll take all your stuff. Like one of those Imperials should have a key for these. to see if I could search the bones. Guess not. I want to take the skull, but I'll take any kind of bone meal that might be there. Yeah, nothing there. Take it all. Don't care. All this stuff that I just am not used to be interested in. Yeah, no Imperial armor, capes, nothing heavy. Mace, I don't want a mace. This does not look like a dude that's going to be wielding a mace. Emaciated, but definitely not a mace. Did pick up a spell book though. Sparks. That's a good one. Idgrod's note. Where did I get that? Oh, duh. Yeah, because I visited Morthal. Dang, I should have... dummy. I forgot I had that. I'll have to get that back to Danica when I return to Whiterun. Idgrod in Morthal had asked me to bring that letter to Danica, and I completely forgot that I had it. So the only reason Kel is any bit interested in coming down here is to see if there's of anything he can use. Like that. And that. He's really not interested in saving Hadvar or Ralof. I won't be going that deep into this. Should be collapsed if I remember right at some point here. I think after this opening. With alternate start at least. Ingredients. Anything? No. Guess not. Ah, there's somebody. Great sword, right. Nope. Nothing there. It is kind of nice coming down here after the fact, though. And not having to fight all these people. But they have nothing this character is interested in. Yep, collapsed. Alright. All the further we can go. Kel got a couple things out of it.